Welcome to the journey of discovering the unbelievable things happening every day in China, a country that is both ancient and modern, where even the most ordinary habits can leave the world speechless. Can you believe that in China, people drink hot water even during summer? Beggars use QR codes, and some gifts are off limits because they're thought to bring, bad luck? Join Eagle Discovery as we uncover 18 bizarre facts about China. Drinking hot water all year round, cold water is the enemy of health. In China, hot water isn't just a beverage, it's a deeply rooted lifestyle and cultural belief. Locals believe hot water helps regulate blood flow, detoxify the body, and support digestion. Whether it's early morning, midday, or late at night, a steaming cup of water is part of the daily ritual. From kids to seniors, everyone carries a thermal flask like a vital accessory. On buses, in classrooms, at the office, even in public parks or train stations, you'll easily spot free hot water stations, a kind of national signature. Can you imagine? It's 104 degrees Fahrenheit, and everyone's drinking near boiling water. Meanwhile, cold water is seen as the culprit behind digestive issues, cramps, and weakened immunity. While Westerners cool down with ice water in summer, Chinese people drink hot water to balance yin and yang, a mindset completely opposite, yet it has survived for thousands of years. Have you ever imagined a beggar refusing cash because you don't have a QR code to scan? In China, that's nothing out of the ordinary. Even beggars use QR codes, a truly cashless society. China is not just tech-savvy, it has technologized even the seemingly impossible. Here, whether you're buying garlic at a market or donating to a beggar, it's all done via QR code. Forget your wallet? No problem. As long as your phone is connected to the internet, you can pay for everything. Some beggars even print QR codes on signs or hang them around their necks, so passersby can donate kindness with a scan. Sounds crazy? But in Beijing, Shanghai, or Guangzhou, it's the norm. Imagine a world where even panhandling requires, internet access. China's cashless payment system is so advanced that kids, the elderly, even street vendors no longer use cash. This leaves many Western tourists stunned, unable to spend money without a local e-wallet. But that culture shock is nothing compared to what's coming next, where even a roll of toilet paper has to be tightly regulated. Public toilets without toilet paper, totally normal. Here's a small but very real surprise for Western visitors. You walk into a modern, spotless public restroom in China, only to find there's no toilet paper. And no one's complaining because it's just normal here. Most Chinese carry tissues or wet wipes in their bags or pockets as second nature. For them, it's a personal responsibility. No one expects service in a public toilet. In China, if you forget your tissue, good luck to you. In some major cities, smart restrooms have automatic dispensers, but you need to scan your face to get a set amount. It's a government strategy to reduce paper waste and promote self-reliance. First-time visitors might find it awkward, but it's an amusing part of the cultural adventure. And if you think the surprises stop at the restroom, just wait until you step into someone's home, because forget to bring a pair of slippers, and you might just become the weird guest in your host's eyes. No bare feet indoors, slippers are a way of life. In China, going barefoot inside the house is a major taboo. It's virtually unheard of. Every household has a collection of indoor slippers designated for each family member, and often even a set specifically for guests. This practice goes beyond hygiene. It's also about health and courtesy. Letting your feet touch the floor directly is believed to cause cold air to enter the body through the soles, an area full of vital pressure points. That's why slippers are seen as foot armor. In the West, barefoot means comfort. In China, it means you're being weird. When visiting someone's home, you'll be politely offered a pair of slippers, a small but thoughtful gesture of hospitality. In many hotels, too, disposable slippers are placed in the room for guests. To the Chinese, slippers are more than footwear. They represent a lifestyle of cleanliness and order. Lunar New Year, red envelopes sent by mobile app. You think giving red envelopes is all about handing them over in person? In China, that's now just a small part of the story. Today, most people use mobile apps like WeChat Pay or Alipay to send Hongbao are quick, modern, and totally contactless. With just a few taps, you can send digital red envelopes to friends, family, or coworkers. Even elderly folks in rural areas are familiar with sending and receiving lucky money through their phones. Some people even compete to see who can grab digital envelopes faster during group sends. The quickest fingers get the biggest share. In China, you can send lucky money to 100 people at once with a single tap. Despite the shift to tech, the spirit of blessing, luck, and love remains unchanged. This digital tradition allows people far from home to still send warm wishes to parents or children from thousands of miles away, a modern connection rooted in ancient customs. Absolutely taboo gifts. In China, gift giving isn't just about sincerity, it also requires cultural know-how. Certain gifts, if chosen poorly, are seen as bad omens, or even disrespectful, regardless of your good intentions. One notorious example is the clock, because the phrase, give a clock, songdong, sounds like attending a funeral. Knives and scissors symbolize severed relationships, while shoes are a homophone for evil or bad luck. Giving any of these on birthdays or holidays is a huge no-no. Think gift giving is easy? In China, the wrong gift could mean the end of a friendship. Instead, people commonly give beautiful fruits, fine tea, or lucky feng shui items like koi fish or statues of Fu Lu Shou, fortune, prosperity, longevity. A small gesture like choosing the right gift shows deep cultural understanding and respect. No rice, no meal. No matter how grand the dishes are, without a bowl of plain rice, many Chinese would say it's not a real meal. White rice is considered the soul of the cuisine, humble yet essential. Even during hot pot, seafood feasts, dim sum spreads, or Western meals, people often order a side of rice to complete the dining experience. Some even joke, if you haven't had rice, you haven't eaten. Finished your pizza? A Chinese person would still ask, where's the rice? This isn't just a dietary habit. It's a reflection of China's deep-rooted rice farming culture. Rice symbolizes abundance, family, and life itself. It's no surprise that the word for eat rice, qifan, also means to make a living in Mandarin. But if you think rice is reserved for lunch and dinner, just wait until you see a Chinese breakfast, where mornings begin not with cereal or milk, but with oil, spice, and clouds of steam. A savory, steamy, and oily breakfast. While Westerners typically start their day with toast, boiled eggs, cereal, or yogurt, a traditional Chinese breakfast resembles a mini lunch. It could be a steaming bowl of spicy noodles, plain congee with salted egg, steamed buns, or even stinky tofu. The belief is that a hearty, nutrient-rich breakfast provides the energy needed for a full day. The food is often hot, salty, spicy, and definitely more substantial than you'd expect. Notably, sweet items are rarely part of a Chinese morning meal. Still sleepy? A spoonful of spicy porridge or a bite of stinky tofu will wake you right up. Each region boasts its own breakfast specialties. In Beijing, it's fried dough sticks with hot soy milk. In Sichuan, it's tongue-numbing spicy noodles. In Guangzhou, it's slow-cooked fish porridge, a diverse morning cuisine that might confuse travelers at first, but they often end up loving it before they realize. There's a theme park for little people. In Yunnan Province, China, there's a unique attraction called the Kingdom of the Little People. It's home and workplace to a community of individuals under 1.3 meters tall. Every day they perform dances, fairy tale plays, and acrobatic acts in fantastical costumes, drawing visitors from all over. More than just a theme park, it's seen as a meaningful effort to provide employment and build a community that supports equality and dignity for people of short stature. The park itself is like a miniature fairy tale land, with mushroom-shaped houses, tiny castles, colorful gardens, and buildings scaled for its residents. Visitors don't just enjoy the lively shows, they can also interact with the performers, learning about their unique lives and culture. These individuals may be small in size, but they live with immense courage and positivity. Wearing coats indoors is totally normal. If you visit China during winter, you might think people are getting ready to head outside. But in reality, they're just staying home. In many southern regions like Guangdong, Yunnan, and Fujian, winter temperatures can drop below 10 degrees Celsius, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Yet there's no central heating system like in the West. As a result, locals often wear full coats, scarves, even gloves inside their living rooms. You'll see families sitting down to meals in thick padded clothing, looking like they're about to go camping in the snow. The room might be modern and spacious, but it's often just as cold as outside. For most Chinese, this is nothing unusual. Warning: if you enter a Chinese home in winter, don't assume they're about to step out. Rather than crank up electric heaters, people conserve energy and stay warm the old-fashioned way, with layers of clothes. It's a lifestyle that reflects adaptability and frugality, two values deeply rooted in Chinese culture. The real birthday? It's at 60 years old. In the West, turning 18 or 21 marks milestones of adulthood and independence. But in China, many people don't throw annual birthday parties. Or if they do, it's just a simple family affair. However, when someone turns 60, their birthday becomes a grand celebration known as a dasho, great longevity. 60 years represents a full cycle of the Chinese lunar calendar's heavenly stems and earthly branches, seen as the completion of a life cycle. This birthday is often marked with lavish banquets, gifts, and heartfelt blessings from friends, relatives, and grandchildren. Westerners count every year. In China, people wait until 60 to celebrate. A full circle of life. It's not just a personal milestone. It's also a chance for children to express deep, filial piety and gratitude for their parents' sacrifices. The 60th birthday in Chinese culture carries strong spiritual and family significance, quite different from the individual-centered birthday parties common in the West. And while the 60th birthday celebrates a life fulfilled, in another corner of Chinese life, travelers are often stunned by a traffic lane meant for some very unexpected residents. Unique traffic system, dedicated lanes for ducks. In certain rural areas of China, especially in provinces like Zhejiang and Guangxi, where duck farming has deep roots, locals have invented a unique transportation feature: duck-only lanes. It's not a joke. A single flock can number in the hundreds or even thousands. Every day, these ducks are herded across long distances between ponds and fields for feeding. If allowed to wander freely on public roads, it would cause chaos and danger for both ducks and people. So villagers have created narrow dirt or gravel paths alongside rural roads, designed just for their feathery friends. Locals and drivers are familiar with this duck traffic and often yield the road with patience and amusement. The sight of a massive flock waddling in perfect formation along their dedicated route is both whimsical and fascinating, a vibrant stroke in the tranquil countryside. For international tourists, witnessing this harmony between humans and nature offers a truly unforgettable experience in rural China. Lucky numbers are priceless. 8 is king, 4 is death. In China, numbers aren't just math. They're tied to superstition, feng shui, and fate. The number 8 is highly coveted because it sounds like Daki RFA, meaning prosperity and wealth. Many people are willing to pay thousands of yuan for phone numbers, license plates, or addresses that include as many 8s as possible. On the flip side, the number 4 is widely avoided because its pronunciation is similar to C, which means death. Many buildings skip the 4th floor entirely, and some even skip 14, 24, and so on. In hotels, hospitals, and luxury apartments, elevators without a button for 4 are nothing unusual. In the West, 13 is unlucky. In China, the number 4 is the nation's greatest fear. This cautious approach is deeply rooted in the philosophy of yin-yang, 5 elements, and traditional East Asian beliefs. While Westerners may view it as superstition, for many Chinese, it's a way to attract good fortune and maintain peace of mind in daily life. No washing hair at night. Avoid letting cold energy in. In many Chinese households, especially among older generations, you'll often hear the familiar warning, "Don't wash your hair at night." you'll catch a chill. The belief is that at night, when the body is tired and energy levels are low, washing your head allows cold energy, han qi, to seep through the scalp, leading to colds, headaches, or stiff necks. Though modern medicine hasn't conclusively proven this, many people still feel a literal chill after a late-night wash. That's why morning or early afternoon is considered a safer time to cleanse your hair. Washing your hair at night in China, it's like opening the door and inviting the flu in. Some even avoid using electric hair dryers at night, fearing it disrupts blood flow or dries out the brain. Tasato. Whether or not you believe it, this is a very common cultural practice, something you'll want to remember, especially if you're staying in a Chinese home. And if washing your hair at night is seen as welcoming cold energy, then after a funeral, the Chinese take special care to close off that energy, with a purification ritual that's just as intriguing. After a funeral, cleanse with tea or alcohol. For the Chinese, funerals don't just concern the dead, they also affect the purity of the living. After attending one, people often wash their hands with strong tea, white liquor, or ginger water to cleanse away yin energy and ward off lingering misfortune. Children, in particular, are told not to touch anyone returning from a funeral unless they've been ritually cleansed. Many households also follow strict rules: no mourning items inside the home, and no entering the ancestral shrine room after attending a wake. Came back from a funeral and didn't wash up? In China, that's a serious taboo. Though rooted in spiritual beliefs, this practice reflects the deep connection Chinese people have with ancestor worship. Life and death are considered two distinct realms, and cleansing after a funeral isn't just about hygiene. It's also a show of respect for the departed and a way to protect family harmony. Avoid saying no directly. Saving face comes first. In Chinese culture, preserving mianzi, face, is essential in social and professional relationships. Because of this, people rarely say a blunt no, even when they disagree. Instead, they use softer, indirect phrases like, "Let me check my schedule," "I'm not sure," or "Today's a bit difficult." These are subtle ways to decline without offending, helping to maintain harmony and avoid embarrassment. When someone in China says, "I'll think about it," that might just mean never happening. Westerners who value clarity and directness can find this confusing or even frustrating. It's one of the biggest communication hurdles when East meets West, and something to be very aware of if you're doing business, building friendships, or collaborating with Chinese partners. Don't go straight home after a funeral. Shake off the yin energy first. One widely followed spiritual custom in China, especially in rural and traditional communities, is to avoid returning directly home after attending a funeral. Why? Because it's believed that funeral spaces are filled with yin qi, negative energy from the spirit world. If you go home right away, you might accidentally bring that energy with you, potentially affecting your family's luck, health, or emotional well-being. Instead, people often stop by a temple, a crossroads, or a public space to break the connection to the funeral site. In China, after a funeral, you must cleanse in transit. Going straight home is a big no-no. Some also sprinkle white salt on their shoes, burn paper, or brush themselves off to ensure no lingering spirits follow. It may sound superstitious, but to many Chinese, it's a sign of respect for the deceased and a way to protect household harmony. Once again, we see how Chinese culture carefully separates yin and yang, life and death, ritual and belief. While avoiding yin energy is a spiritual safety net, on the flip side, modern China shows its upbeat side through a nationwide habit chasing joy and convenience, with just a click. Online shopping is a national lifestyle, not just a convenience. If you think the Chinese only use the internet for browsing or messaging, you're only seeing half the picture. In China, online shopping is a lifestyle embraced by everyone regardless of age, job, or income level, from housewives to students, factory workers to CEOs. nearly everyone places multiple orders each week, sometimes even daily. Thanks to mega platforms like Taobao, JD, or Pinduoduo, people can order anything: fresh vegetables, sneakers, ritual items, even robot vacuums. And the peak of this consumer culture? Singles Day, 11/11s, the biggest online shopping event on Earth, with sales dwarfing America's Black Friday. In China, if you're not shopping online at least once a week, you're going against the flow. But it's not just about convenience. Online shopping is also a form of stress relief, family bonding, self-expression, and even a business strategy. With ultra-fast logistics deliveries arriving in as little as 30 minutes in some areas, China's e-commerce world is light years ahead, leaving the West scrambling to catch up. You've just explored 18 things that are uniquely Chinese and likely to shock any first-time visitor from the West. From drinking hot water and tipping beggars via QR codes to celebrating a true birthday at 60 and wearing coats indoors. Isn't the world amazing? Every country is its own cultural universe, and it's through these differences that we grow, learn, and better understand each other. Which of these surprised you the most? If you've been to China, did you experience culture shock with any of these customs? Don't forget to leave a comment, hit like, and subscribe so we can keep exploring the world together.